reducing. Did we see this one? The consequences of reducing the skill gap. I think I've watched this one already. I'm pretty sure I have.
The most significant moment in fighting game history is the Daigo parry, also known as Moment 37.
Yeah, we've seen this one.
It's been viewed over 30 million times, featured in multiple documentaries.
I wouldn't mind watching it again though.
There's the book about it. There are a lot of reasons why it was such a big deal, but at the core of it, it was simply because it took a lot of skill.
We're gonna find another one.
To parry a hit in Street Fighter
There's
3,
a lot of different videos. I don't know which one I want to watch.
Within a 10-frame window or a sixth of a second to succeed.
Fuck, I'll
Otherwise, you get hit, which would have killed Daigo since he only had a pixel of health left.
Pixel of health.
Chun-Li's super requires 15 parries in a specific pattern and tempo. Daigo had to time each one perfectly in order to survive. It's like playing a stricter Guitar Hero with 15 invisible notes and no music to follow. Add tournament pressure to the situation, and it becomes
imagine playing Guitar Hero with no notes. You literally have to just go off beat.
Would Moment 37 be if you could succeed just by doing this?
What is that hitbox?
Not very impressive, but
that,
this is actually
is that Jury?
Successfully parrying Chun-Li's super in Street Fighter V.
That's Jury, I think. Yeah, it's way easier to do Daigo parry now.
This game is really lenient with inputs. As a matter of fact, I can do the full parry by doing a merengue beat.
Oh my god.
Why is it
Did Daigo do that peel off reaction? Did he mash?
I can't help but imagine a boardroom meeting where they thought,
you can't do it. You can't mash. That's third strike. You can't mash.
Then anyone could be the next Diego.
He had to time every single input because you can only do it. Did you not listen to the start?
In order to succeed.
Listen to the start.
Reasons why it was such a big deal, but at the core of it, it was simply because it took a lot of skill.
You can't mash parry. It's not. You can't hold parry or match it. The game is Street Fighter is way easier than it was before. Listen to what he says right here. Hold on.
To parry a hit in Street Fighter 3, you have to tap forward within a 10-frame window or a sixth of a second to succeed.
Hear that? 10-frame window or a sixth of a second to succeed. So yeah, there's not a lot of people that are doing that. And yeah, you have to time all of them with Chun-Li's kicks. How much kicks does she does with her super? How much kicks is it? Is it like 9 kicks or some shit?
Still.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, it's like 15 or something.
To parry a hit in Street Fighter 3, you have to tap forward within a 10-frame window or a sixth of a second to succeed. Otherwise, you get hit, which would have killed Daigo since he only had a pixel of
yeah, he had a pixel of health, and also this is Evo main stage too, so like
health left.
The tension was on.
Super requires 15 parries in a specific pattern and tempo. Daigo had to time each one perfectly in order to survive.
This is way easier to do now because the parry windows are way bigger in the newer games, and also like Street Fighter, you can hold parry. Like,
I can't help but imagine a boardroom meeting where they thought, if we make it easy, then anyone could be the next Diego.
Yeah, that'll get him on my side.
But this trend of easier games is not without its reasons. Competitive games are harder to get into because you can learn a game for hours and still know nothing about it. Gamers are older now with real jobs and real responsibilities. After a bad day at work, the last thing you want to do is work for your entertainment. But for competitive folk,
come home and fight a king player
is the entertainment, also known as
or be the king player.
This creates an extremely wide spectrum of skill levels.
No, you're cheating.
You're gonna learn. Welcome to the real world.
Design, the skill gap will more or less reward those who have put more hours into the game or the game's predecessors. This has put game companies like Capcom, who have built loyal competitive fan bases, in a tough position. Appease the large pool of potential newcomers by lowering the skill gap, or be faithful to the smaller but more passionate competitive base.
Stuff like this is why modern controls are a thing. Do you want to reward legacy skill, or like, do you want to get more players, and from like making something like modern,
rewarding
and be a bigger game,
skill and dedication. On top
That's why
of
stuff
this,
like modern
you now
exists
have to entertain the spectators who might not even play the game, but then do it in a way that makes sponsors happy. RCappa might like Mika's default costume, but ESPN might like not losing their sponsors.
Oh yeah.
By attempting to satisfy so many
Street Fighter was on
groups,
TV, but they got taken down because of
Mika.
Mika.
Starts to get shaped by people who don't care about the game other than its potential return on investment, or people who think running out the clock with a life lead makes you a douchebag. There's nothing new about broadening the appeal of a game, but now it's gotten to the point where highly respected pro players are literally calling the developers of the game retarded.
The guy who created the boxer, or the concept of the boxer, is retarded. That's what he say. So he can totally understand that, you know, their intention, Capcom's intention, but he cannot like accept their way. For him, like it's like elementary school students creating the patch.
What's going on here?
He's definitely about Balrog.
What's going on?
To get to the root of the issue,
Ed, I don't think Ed was
let's
out
start
at that
with the
time.
party
Or maybe, I don't know.
Drinking games like beer pong can be explained in a few minutes, and it's not uncommon for people playing for the first time
Ed was
to
extremely
win.
easy in that
Party games
game.
like these are characterized by easy-to-learn rules, no training requirement, and low stakes. In other words, less effort required. This is why one of the worst things you can say about a competitive game is that it resembles a party game in some way.
I stream Smash 4 when I want to have fun.
Wow. More gauntlets there.
That's a crazy one right there.
Melee players have also heard their game referred to as a party game.
That's a crazy one, I can't
It
lie.
was originally designed as one, according to its creator Masahiro Sakurai. But the
Double
community
party
made it
game.
competitive by creating rules such as no items and banning certain stages.
Yeah,
in
Smash
order
was supposed to be a
remove
party game,
uncertainty
but
in
we changed
also known
that.
as luck, according to Magic the Gathering creator Richard Garfield. It's hard to see who the better player is when everyone keeps getting killed by random NPCs or random items.
Yep,
But
that's why
luck
we
is
turn off
actually
items
great for party games
and stage
because they
hazards.
protect egos. Players can attribute their wins to skill, but blame chance on their losses.
That's why they have items and stuff in the game for the casuals, so you can like just luck based stuff. That's why it's like party game, but like, bro, I don't want a fucking party game. I want to destroy people.
But the community made it competitive by creating rules.
I want
such
to play
as
a
no
cop
items
game,
and
bro.
banning certain stages in order to.
I don't want to play with
uncertainty
items on.
outcome.
I don't want to
Also
play with
known as
stage
luck,
hazards on. I don't
according
want to play on no
Magic the Gathering
crazy
creator
stage.
Richard Garfield.
I don't want
It's
luck.
hard to see who
I
the
want
better
skill.
player is when everyone keeps getting killed by random NPCs or
Bro, that
random
stage
items.
was annoying,
But
dog.
luck
The
is
stupid
actually great
cars.
For party games because they protect egos. Players can attribute their wins to skill, but blame chance on their losses. No need to accept that you suck, so everyone is happy.
Yeah.
Until they get bored and make the game more interesting by raising the stakes. When money, pride, or even just beers are on the line, rules are likely to be changed or added to reduce luck. Suddenly the ball has to be a certain size, and randomizers like dice get thrown out. Even chess, which is regarded
I don't
as
want
the
no
ultimate
random,
example
bro.
of
Get the
skill-based
luck outta
gaming,
here,
used
dog.
to be played with dice in one of its earliest forms, known as
That's why they have
Kagurashi.
stuff like luck in Pokemon, kinda with the crits. It's kind of like that.
In earlier Street Fighter games, the amount of stun your attacks did was random within a certain range, and sometimes you'd get dizzy in a very few hits.
Yeah, I hate
In later
that. That
games,
game was
however, attacks
unbalanced.
to a fixed amount of stun
Yeah,
reducing
perfect.
the luck factor.
But still, the
Competitive
stun
players
system was
generally
stupid, though. I
accept
hated the
these
stun
changes.
system.
But what happens when you take a matured competitive franchise and add uncertainty in outcome?
It's very difficult to add luck to an existing game, and that's because the existing audience likes the way they're rewarded, right? The good players are getting a lot of accolades, and adding luck is going to reduce them.
When you lower the skill gap, the better player is simply going to lose more often.
Yeah.
And games like Street Fighter V were made with this in mind. This isn't just a conspiracy theory because Capcom never kept it a secret.
The idea that Lupe Fiasco won and he beat Daigo. What do you think a moment like that means to a larger audience?
Anyone can do
outside
it.
of the MCC, if at all?
But we all know
it's
Daigo should not be
to
winning. I mean, losing
The
that.
accessibility of Street Fighter V, you know, I mean, it just shows that anyone could really become a champion in this game if they tried.
Tried? I don't know about tried. Play a cheap ass character, anyone
So
could win,
what did
bro.
they do to the game to achieve this? How did the sausage of Street Fighter V get made?
Whoever had the idea to design this game, okay, to be shitty like this, was like, okay, well, we have to create a Street Fighter because we're gonna promote it on esports, but we have to create a game that will close in the gap.
We gotta close the
versus
skill gap.
Guys who's been playing Street Fighter for 10 to 20 years versus somebody who just picked up a controller.
These changes
Because at this
caused more-
point, if someone like Daigo, which has been playing for like 20, 30 years, you're never gonna beat him at this rate. You're never gonna beat him at this rate. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna close the skill gap. We're gonna add luck. We're gonna add stupid broken characters that are easy as hell to play. Anyone could win.
upsets and
Like,
unpredictable
oh my
matches,
God.
which might be exciting for spectators and newcomers, but gives near
That's why it'd
heart
be
attacks
frustrating.
to-
Like if you're like a Mishima player and you lose to a fucking king that just presses like 2 buttons and just grabs you and just does like half your health, is like, oh my God, bro.
even the most consistent pros.
Taking Fudo to the last round.
Very impressive.
Holy crap, I didn't know it was so young here.
Heart attack.
But a game designed to cater towards newcomers and spectators comes with a price. With Street Fighter V's simpler and more lenient combo execution, intermediate players are now able to perform
the one
any
frame
combo
links
with
or whatever
little to no effort,
from Street Fighter
even the
5,
deadliest
like
ones.
4.
This lowers combo
People are
variety
mad that that stuff is gone.
and ultimately hurts the ability of the
The one
players to
frame
express
links?
themselves.
Even I was trying to play like
there were combos you can only do with one frame. Like you have to be like really fast. It's like kind of like a
really
electric
special. Yeah. Or try to have like my signature.
If you miss the frame, combos drop
with my character. Yeah. This is not going to happen.
Or you're not getting that much damage.
Okay. Because all the combo, anyone can do it.
One frame links.
Saddest of all, the skills.
Yeah, this is what I heard about Street Fighter 5. A lot of people are mad. Anyone could do any combo in Street Fighter 5 because the game is easy. There's no one frame links. That's what a lot of people were mad that came from Street Fighter 4 were saying. Like, remember all those compilations you see of like low tier guy raging, saying that like, bro, Street Fighter 5 is a trash game. It's an easy game. There's no one frame links. Anyone could do any of these combos. I mean, he's not wrong because anyone technically can. But like, combos isn't everything, obviously.
Combo masters like Sakonoko are trivialized because anyone can do the same combos.
Yeah,
that
anyone
he
can do the
does.
combos.
In addition to max,
but he was right. I mean, he's technically right because there's no one frame link, so technically anyone can with like not too much. It's not as hard as a one frame link, so he's not wrong about that. But he's also wrong because you can't blame one frame links on why you're losing because obviously in a fighting game, combos isn't everything. There's still neutral and stuff. You still have to like get in to do those combos. So like, you can't blame the whole thing on combos and whatnot. So he's right, but he's also wrong.
Combos being easier, the game unapologetically
yes, combos
made
are easier, but like
terrible.
Anyone that plays Street Fighter knows the game is not mainly combo based. Combos isn't everything. If you want to see a combo based game, go play Fighters. Fighters is very combo reliant. You need crazy strong damaging combos and whatnot off like any hit, optimized and stuff. But Street Fighter combos doesn't really matter too much. I can play a character and know no combos and still beat someone that plays their character and knows tons of combos because one, I can throw loop them. Two, I can just out neutral them and like literally just as long as I know like stuff that like goes through projectile, like my projectile immune moves and stuff, I'll be fine. You don't need to know that much combos.
Defensive options.
I definitely feel like there needs to be
if someone has better neutral, than someone that doesn't, let's say one person has better neutral, one person has bad neutral, but they know a lot of combos. In my opinion, the person that has better neutral is going to win because, well, most likely win because they're going to get in more and get hits more since they have better neutral. Because the person that doesn't have good neutral, how the hell are they going to get a hit to land those long damaging combos? Does that make any sense? Like, that's why combos isn't everything, at least in Street Fighter. And like, and fighting games as a whole, honestly.
Option in the game.
I obviously like season 1 more because there was a little bit more defensive options.
Okay.
So season 2 is obviously more towards aggression and just more excitement for people to watch.
The end result is volatility.
You see all these comeback videos every single day, where that's the norm.
Comebacks don't matter
anymore.
They're not impressive anymore.
They're not impressive anymore.
Comeback is likely now.
I get that defensive play is bad for spectators.
I remember people were pissed about V-Trigger saying that shit is just too
Guilty Gear
overpowered.
Xrd, a game that actually empties your resources for playing too defensively, has rich defensive options like faultless defense that rewards good resource management, and instant block which rewards precise timing. Alongside volatile gameplay,
this game looks actually
drastic
nice.
balance changes.
How old is Xrd? That game actually looks really nice.
Game called Who Does Capcom Like?
They didn't really want the game to be balanced, I don't think. I think they just wanted to shuffle who you see on screen and make it exciting.
But on top of everything,
because you don't want to. It's bad on the company if, like, let's say a pro tournament is happening. Like, for example, a couple of days, Capcom Cup's in a couple of days. Let's say Capcom Cup happens, right? Every single match is a JP or Ken. That is not a good look. That is not a good look for the company.
Street Fighter 5 also has the high impact.
That is not a good look for the company. So they're gonna change the fuck out of those characters.
They don't really want the game to be balanced, I don't think. I think they just wanted to shuffle who you see on screen. And
that's why they shuffle you on. Yeah, make it exciting.
Everything.
Which is good. Because right now with Street Fighter 6, game is dry right now because they haven't done a balance patch all year. But like, bro, what is happening? One balance patch a year is bad. That is so dry. You can't just. That's why it's tricky. You need to shuffle who's on screen because it'd be really bad if there's just one character in a whole tournament or something. But also, how to explain this? If the character is like, I don't know how to explain this. You need to shuffle who's on screen, but you can't do too much balance patches because like if the game keeps changing, people are gonna get pissed. Like, let's say I learn a character. I learn like some crazy long damaging combo with my character or whatever. Next thing you know, there's a patch in like 2 weeks or something. My combo doesn't work anymore. It's like, Bro.
Input lag, which I've already made a whole video about.
That's how I felt with MK. Bro, that's exactly how I felt with MK. MK1. Some of my combos did not work after that patch. After the Omni-Man patch, some of my combos on Scorpion did not work anymore. I was like, oh my god, are you serious? It just pissed me off.
Since then, it's still double that of indie titles like Skullgirls. As a matter of fact,
Skullgirls
creator Mike Z added a mode that increases the input lag to simulate Street Fighter V.
What?
You can activate it by adding the command line Ascend Higher in the launch options. While this burn is indeed sick, the message is real. Input lag decreases your control over your character and necessarily rewards prediction over reactions, which creates more uncertainty.
Predictions over reactions.
You have to play
See
with
that right there.
Burn is indeed sick.
You hear this?
The message.
This is why we hate Wi-Fi. That's why we hate Wi-Fi players.
Is real. Input lag decreases your control over your character.
What? No one likes playing with an input delay. Please get an Ethernet cord, bro. Please.
And necessarily rewards prediction over reactions.
Like I have to predict when I want to do an electric. Because the fucking match is laggy, so like I have to assume, okay, maybe he's gonna go for like this here, so I'm gonna just do an electric and hopefully it catches him. Nope.
Which creates more uncertainty.
I have to literally guess.
You have to play with the you have to play with the lag,
you do, right.
because if you let
and especially in a fast-paced game like DBFZ, why do you think none of us can stand DBFZ, bro? Why do you think some of us can't stand DBFZ? Playing with input lag in a extremely fast-paced game is not good. It's so hard. It's ridiculously frustrating. Like you got to guess what they're gonna do. Cords are so cheap. Why don't people buy them, bro? It's because some people don't have like the router next to in their room. They might not have the router in their room. So like if you don't have like the router in your room, let's say it's like downstairs in like the office or something. Yeah, it's too far. If it's like that, they'd have to like buy a they'd have to like fish a hole through the room upstairs to your room to plug the Ethernet cord in, or they can get the little adapter. What is that? What are those Ethernet thingies? They're not adapters. It's like, what are those? The wall ones. They gotta get one of those wall ones. That's what you gotta do. I think these work, right? The little wall ones. Here it is. You just plug these bad boys into the wall. I'm pretty sure they got these now. This shouldn't even be a problem anymore. Can't you just plug these into the wall? Look up Ethernet adapter. You should be able to just plug these bad boys into the wall, and then you plug it's literally the wall ones. You just plug it into your outlet on the wall, and then you plug the Ethernet cord into your computer. That's it. I'm pretty sure you can do that, but you have to pair it with your router before you do it or something like that. I'm pretty sure they got them on Amazon. Like right now, I'm looking at one for. This one's $70. I'm not gonna show it because it's gonna show my address. But this one's $80 or $70. Like, it's not that hard. Powerline works well, does it? I don't know how the hell it works with the Powerline, but there's options now. It's not like the old days where you need to fish a hole through your walls to your room.
If your
for
gameplay,
Ethernet.
like if you're trying to react with punish stuff too much, you're gonna get screwed.
But you might be thinking,
That's why playing
if
a lag
Street
is
Fighter
dog.
V is so random, then why do we still see players who do well consistently? It's for the same reason why we see consistency in professional poker. Players like Daniel Negreanu have won 6 World Series of Poker bracelets and over $30 million in prize money despite playing a game that's literally gambling. Richard Garfield points out that luck and skill are not mutually exclusive, which means games can require high luck and high skill, low luck and high skill, high luck and low skill, and low luck and low
pick
skill.
your poison.
The ones who like high-level competitive play want Street Fighter to go this way, but the ones who want upsets and blow-ups want it to go this way. When it goes too far in one direction, it won't feel like the same franchise anymore.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to make a balance of all of them.
This is like Marvel with lag.
Marvel with lag?
Series will dispute what makes a real Street Fighter game because people have different tastes. Is it about footsies, zoning, execution, tech, reads? There's no definite answer because there's no official Street Fighter constitution that defines the franchise in terms of gameplay. This is why Moment 37 and others like it is so important to the fighting game community. Moments like these act as articles to an unwritten constitution that define what makes a franchise meaningful to us. The excitement you hear in this video isn't just because there was a comeback. It's because the comeback looked impossible.
That comeback
Making it easy
was
so
hard.
anyone could be the next Diego profoundly misunderstands.
But nowadays, something like that is hard to
and makes the players
pull off.
profoundly sad.
At least that Daigo parry.
And this isn't just.
There's
Street
never gonna
Fighter.
be another moment
We
like the
also saw
Daigo
this
parry
when
like
Metal
that.
Gear cynically turned into a survival horror game, and when Call of Duty went sci-fi. The thing is, these could all be great games if they were made for a different franchise.
Damn, I remember that.
What makes
Dog, you remember Infinite Warfare? The trailer had the most dislikes on YouTube.
Street Fighter exciting and makes the players profoundly sad.
Profound sad.
Oh my god.
And this
it had the most dislikes of any video on YouTube, at least until the old YouTube we were on.
Street Fighter.
The last one,
we
whatever
also
the last
saw this
YouTube
when
we were on
Metal Gear
was.
cynically turned into a survival horror game, and when Call of Duty went sci-fi. The thing
3 million dislikes. Oh my god. I don't have the extension to see dislikes. I'd check it right now. It's probably much worse. This is 38 million views.
These could all be great games if they were made for a different franchise.
Infinite Warfare.
Followers of this channel know I loved Rising Thunder, but I would never want one-button Shoryukens in Street Fighter. Competitive games are becoming
46
lifestyle
million
games with
views
many
now.
years of support. We
Yeah,
spend
this
so much of our lives
probably way
playing,
more.
watching, streaming, and
Cali.
traveling to tournaments, which is why communication from the developers is more important than ever before.
I really don't think Capcom is going to change anything. They do what they feel is right for the game. What they feel is right for a game. It's their game, obviously.
Yeah.
If you're a competitive player, you just have to accept it, I guess.
This makes me wonder, why can't companies work with the players to make the game that suits their communities if they're in it for the long haul? And I don't just mean some out-of-touch
players and the
ideas
company
of what
want
you
different
think
things.
they might like. I mean actually listening to what
company
the most
has to do
invested players
stuff for
want
money,
and making a game
so
they'll
the
be
players
excited
got
to
to do
share
stuff
with
for
everyone around them.
their own
Maybe this
benefit.
sounds naive or like a road to financial disaster, but one developer who was instrumental in reviving the fighting game genre doesn't think so.
In my view, the most exciting new development doesn't really come from a technology. It comes from a shift in the way we think about the games themselves. It's a new way of looking at the passion that players bring to the game and the efforts to align your interests as a developer as closely as possible with your players and basically to understand you're in it together.
The key to his model
that
is
right there, that is something that's kind of foul to say, but that is something Bandai does not. Aligning the interest of the players with the interest of developers. You see, when you fail to do something like that, that's how you get Curse Clash. Like, no offense, but when you don't do stuff like that is exactly how you get Curse Clash in 24/7 arena fighters, bro. It's exactly that, bro. We've been saying stop making fucking God. Forget it, bro. Forget it.
is this. Developer with player-aligned interest.
Developer with player-aligned interest. Support competition. Competition supports player passion, but player passion supports immigrant profit. Yeah, that's pretty much the hype loop, yeah.
But what does that mean?
The history of esports, in my view, is the history of players trying to escape the gravity of a constantly changing landscape and attain a stable
Ethernet
competitive
adapter
orbit.
that looks tough.
To find
it's
regularity
an
that rewards
Ethernet
our
cord
skills
for
and the financial
computers. What?
backing
You have
to
better
produce
internet.
a stable world of competition.
While I
Play
like the
over
sound of
Wi-Fi.
that,
If you're
is a
playing
stable
fighting games, do
competitive
not play
orbit
over
something
Wi-Fi. Stop doing
spectators
that.
want to see.
Do they want to see upsets or do they want to see like who's the best?
They don't care. Because here's the thing.
They don't care who's the best?
No, because they're finicky. They don't one day Daigo could, beat everyone. Oh my god, Daigo's the best.
Yeah.
The next week he loses, he gets like 9th or something. Daigo sucks. Daigo's washed up. Instantly, Daigo's washed up.
Yeah.
Daigo's washed up.
Don't care about who's the best anymore. They just want something to talk shit about.
Maybe Flo is right. Maybe
He's
people
right.
don't care about who
He's
the better
right.
player is, but care
He's
more
right.
about the spectacle. If true,
He
the
is
model
right.
might look like this. But notice how the focus on player and competition is gone, and how player passion is replaced by sponsor interest.
Very right.
Why?
Like Capcom
Because
Cup is next week. Let's say Angry Bird or Mena don't win Capcom Cup. Washed. People are gonna be talking shit on Twitter. Washed. Like those dudes was first and second at Evo.
Imagine
washed. They don't even make it out of Group F. Like, cause everyone knows Group F is crazy stacked. This is what everybody was talking about with Capcom Cup yesterday. Group F is extremely stacked. If you haven't seen Group F is ridiculous for Capcom Cup. Mena RD, Kaba, Nero, Lashar, Ending Walker, and Angry Bird. Ending Walker, that's the Ryu player. He's ridiculously good at Ryu. He's like a prodigy. He's like a really young Ryu player. Well, he's not young anymore, but yeah. Let's say Angry Bird and Mena don't even make it out. Oh, they're gonna say wash. They're gonna be talking so much shit on Twitter. Like, people don't care about who's the best, bro. They just want to complain.
Players would have a hard time being.
They just want
passionate about
want
being
shit
made
to
effective.
impression farm and
Just a
talk
guess.
shit about, bro. They don't
I'm
care
not
who's
going
the
to
best.
pretend to know which model will be most financially successful, But is
Leffen
it
would get
not
dragged
worth
hard
it
in those
to
two?
make a game enjoyable?
I mean,
for its
Leffen talks just as much shit though. To be fair though,
most dedicated players. Let me know in the comments.
Leffen talks shits too. So like, you kind of like, you can't like, it just comes back to him. Like
competitive games.
he
you
talks
play,
just as much
and what do
shit.
you think about the direction they're taking it? This was Gerald from
Sometimes
Corey
it bites
Gaming.
him in the ass,
Thanks for
sometimes it
watching,
doesn't.
and shout outs to Born Free's channel for his S tier interviews, the consoles for their
But
sick
yeah,
Ibuki
man,
themed cover, and the
Corey
talented-
Gaming has tons of sick videos like that. Definitely recommend y'all check out their channel. Their channel is really good. Tons of crazy cool videos like that.